Hello, so this video is going to be a stretching routine. We're going to be stretching our whole body from head to toe, so you guys can follow along for this stretching routine. This is great if you want to warm up for a physical activity or if you just want to gain flexibility. Hope you enjoy it. You're going to start by rolling your neck in circles. I'm going to do 5 to one side and then 5 the other way. And now I'm switching sides. Next, I'm just twisting my head from side to side, making sure that you can feel the stretch in your neck. Next, you're just going to nod your head up and down. Next, I tilt my head to the side and grab it with my hand to get that extra stretch. I then lay my other arm out and flex my wrist, which helps get an even deeper stretch. And next, I do the same thing with the other side. Next, to stretch my shoulders, I bring one arm out in front of my body and use my other arm to hold it to get the deeper stretch. Then I bring that same arm over my head and pull it back with my other arm to deepen the stretch. Then repeat those same two stretches with your other arm in front. Now I roll my shoulders in circles going forwards. And now I go backwards 5 circles. For this stretch, spread your feet a little bit wider than your shoulders and pike down. Hold both of your hands together and bring your arms down as low as you can. Now I'm going to bring one arm up and over my head to the side to really stretch your core. And repeating the same thing on the other side. Next, I'm putting both hands behind my hips on my lower back and pushing my hips forward while bringing my head backwards. This really helps to stretch your back, and you want to make sure that it's arched. Next, you want to have your arms out in front of you and pike forwards. Make sure to keep your back straight and your hips should be forming a 90-degree angle. Next, you're going to do a similar stretch, except instead of bringing your hands out in front of you, you're going to bring them out to the side, kind of diagonally. And now switch sides. Next, I'm doing these quick dynamic twists that really help warm up your spine and stretch your core. Next, open up your feet and go from one side to the other, bringing your hands across to the opposite foot. Now with your feet wide, reach down onto one leg and try to flatten out your back. And you can walk your hands over to your other leg. Reach down towards the middle and try to bring your forehead as close as you can to the ground. Now spread your legs into a straddle and reach over your head to one leg. You can try to grab your foot and flex it for a deeper stretch. Now you're going to reach for your foot with both hands and try to have your stomach lay down onto your leg. Now do those same 2 stretches on your other leg. It's normal if one of your legs is easier than the other because most people are more flexible on one side. Now reach down towards the middle and try to keep your back as flat as you can. The intention is to get your belly flat onto the ground, but making sure your back is flat and not rounded. Now sitting in a pike, flex one of your feet and grab it with your hand, pulling it back slightly. Now do the same thing with your other foot. Now I'm just alternating between flexing and pointing my feet. Make sure to lock your knees and try to have your legs as straight as you can. Now reach your arms up and try to grab as far forwards as you can. Try to keep your back as flat as possible and get your belly as close as you can to your legs. Remember to keep your legs as straight as you can to get a deeper stretch. In a tabletop position, arch your back and then round it. Go back and forth from both positions to warm up your spine. Starting laying on your belly, bring your chest up and arch your back into a seal position. Pull one arm off the floor and try to grab your opposite leg backwards to twist your back. You might not be able to grab your other leg, but try to twist as far as you can. Repeat the same thing on the other side. Staying in a seal position, try to lean back a bit further and bend your legs. Tilt your head back and try to get your head as close to your feet as possible. I included a beginner's variation in the corner. Now I'm going to do some bridge rotations. Leave one hand on the ground, bring one hand in front of you, go up into a tabletop, and bring your arm all the way around into a bridge. Then bring your other hand off of the ground and back around so you're sitting once again. I'm going to do 3 of these back bend rotations. Make sure you're making circles with your arms and twisting your back from side to side as you do these. Now I'm going to do 3 more, rotating the opposite way. If you can, from a standing position, try to slowly go down into a bridge. Going slowly helps to stretch every part of your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Once you're in a bridge, you can try to rock back and forth, putting more weight in your ankles and then more weight in your wrists. Straighten your legs to put more weight into your shoulders and stretch a different area of your back. Slowly get back up from your back bend into a standing position once again. Similar to going down into a bridge, you're going to bend backwards and do little pulses with your arms. This helps to get a deeper stretch into your lower back. Now from your knees, go backwards into a knee bridge. You can try to touch the floor, or if you're flexible enough, grab your feet or your ankles. I included a beginner's variation on the upper corner. Get into a lunge and lean your hips forward as far down as you can. Make sure your knee isn't past your foot. Next, lean forward and put your elbows down on the floor next to your leg. Get back up into a lunge and bend your back leg. Try to grab your foot and bend your leg towards your butt. Lean your hips back and straighten your front leg. Flex your foot and lean your body against your leg into a pike position. Try to keep your back as flat as possible and reach out as far as you can. To get into pigeon position, bend your front leg with your foot out to the side. For an even deeper stretch, bend your back leg and bring your foot close to your butt. Slowly slide into a split. I like grabbing my legs with both of my arms to make sure that my hips stay square. If you're not quite flexible enough to go into a full split, go down as far as you can without it hurting too much. To stretch your back, you can bend your back leg and lean your head back, trying to get it to touch your foot. For a pike stretch, reach out as far as you can, leaning against your front leg. Now I'll be redoing all those stretches with my other leg in front. Start in a lunge and lean your hips forwards. Next, bring your elbows down next to your leg and lean forwards. Back in a lunge, bend your back leg and try to pull your leg towards your butt.
Bring your hips back and straighten your leg. Lean your body against your leg and flex your foot, reaching out as far as you can. Bend your front leg a little bit off to the side and go into a pigeon. For a deeper stretch, bend your back leg too. Now slide into a split. It's okay if you can't touch the floor yet, try to go down as far as you can without it hurting too much. I like to grab my opposite legs to try to square my hips. You can arch your back and bend your back leg to try to get your foot to touch your head. Try to reach out as far in front of you as you can and lean against your leg for a pike stretch. Go into a frog position. This is like a straddle, but with both of your legs bent. Try to get your hips as far down to the floor as you can. You can lean on your elbows for support. Staying in that frog position, straighten one of your legs. Try to get your hips as close to the floor as you can. To switch sides, bend your leg and then straighten the opposite leg. Now straighten both legs and get into a straddle split. Try to get your hips as close to the floor as you can. You can lean against your elbows or flatten your belly against the floor. If you're flattening your belly, make sure to keep your back as straight as you can and open your hips. Rock back and forth in a tabletop position, putting most of your weight on your wrists. Make sure to rotate your hands and swap sides to make sure that you can stretch them in every direction. You can also go in little circles to stretch in a different direction. Lean your hips up and back and straighten your legs. Flex one foot and then switch legs to really warm up your ankles. Bend one of your legs and then grab your ankle and rotate it in circles. Make sure to switch directions. Now do the same thing with your other leg, rotating your ankle in circles going both ways.
So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this stretching routine. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any requests, and see you next video.